blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
I love it here. Hey, and welcome to SXP Metamorphosis 365. Happy Tuesday to you. Let me say it like that. Out the gate, let's rewind and say some great gratefulness things, right? Thank you to Blast Music 247, who I always want to say Blast Radio, but don't tell nobody. Blast Music 247 for hosting this podcast. And then also to the adult in the studio who helps to make life happen in the magical podcast world that I'm still learning. So thank you very much, Troy. Veep, you are amazing. I appreciate you. Today, you guys are going to have some conversation, like for real conversation. We're taking it so slow today. One, I love you enough to show up and have a migraine that is keeping me company, but I'm still going to be here with you because this is what I committed to do, step one. And then two, the electronic gods have been non-favorable today, and that's okay too. We're gonna live and we're gonna work this out, and we're gonna have a really good conversation. So topic today is spatial mindsets and mental revolutions. Spatial mindsets and mental revolutions, and we're gonna hop into that thought and all of what it entails, right? So the topic came to me very simply, like just in reflection of all of the things that have been going on around us, like environmentally, so spatial, right? And I was drawing that line of conclusion between environment, home, and environment, work, and environment, earth. Okay, so just how we're handling life spatially, what our possessive needs are, or our let it loose and distance needs are. And then the mental revolutions, I see a lot of folks getting tired and acting out is how it, could be quoted out. So I invited my friend, my great, awesome friend, who is a powerful woman, to come and have this conversation with us. And literally, kid you not, we're going to have a conversation. You'll get some teaching and some tools and some keys along the way. But come on down for this ride. Let me introduce her properly, because she's a proper woman. As an award-winning playwright, podcaster, preacher, public speaker, and project manager. I wasn't kidding. She's amazing. I am a leading figure in the renaissance of pure ministry and Black creativity within my community. Verified. I was ordained in ministry in 2008 and was inducted into the Academy of Young Preachers in 2012. In May 2013, I founded Ministry is Me Ministries, LLC, which is a faith-based project management and event planning company that centers community empowerment. Serving the greater Dayton community for over a decade, Ministry is Me has had the pleasure of advocating for the underrepresented, providing resources to the underserved, and elevating the presence of excellence within the Christian community by successfully bridging the gap between ministry and the marketplace. I love that. I have loved writing and storytelling since the age of 16, she says. My writing is a direct reflection of my unique passions and is used as another extension of my personal ministry. I have already written, produced, and presented 10, count them up, original works since my playwright debut in 2018, including I Wish I Had a Daddy, Rona, The Aftermath, and The Post-Pandemic Performer. Obtaining my degree in communication studies only enhanced my natural ability to speak to any audience on any level. Along with being an ordained minister for 15 years, I am experienced in lecturing small groups, presenting proposals and projects in corporate settings, and using my voice to educate and influence the nations through virtual platforms and mediums. I've received countless awards, rightly so, from prestigious community organizations and have served on the boards of multiple nonprofit, religious, and artistic organizations. Currently, I am the Engagement and Learning Coordinator of the Human Race Theater Company, the Executive Pastor of Inspiration Church, and co-host of the internationally recognized podcast, Millennial Motherhood Uncensored. And I'm the dope mother of one creatively beautiful daughter, Gabrielle, and she is lovely. It is my primary goal to lead souls to Christ, to assist others in fulfilling their destinies, and to creatively contribute to my community until my mission is complete. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the introduction to my absolute, beautiful, wonderful good friend, Tiffany R. Countryman. Hey,
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, sis?
That's good. Hey, sis, I love your bio. And it's so cool to read about you, but I know you, so it's like check. That's yep. It's just a whole bunch of verifications, and I'm like, okay, focus, squirrel. But you are so amazing. Like you are. I think one of the first things that I communicated with you after getting to know you for a little bit was that you were a delight to my soul. That was years ago, and I can say to this day, you are still a delight to my soul. I love how you move. Love how you move, baby, because you are living your life. So I would like to just fall back for a minute. And the people heard all the wonderful things about you, how you move, and da-da-da-da. But let me hit you with the how you doing?
Yo, I'm good. It's been a day, but I am just like my energy is just exploding to sit and talk to you, and then to sit and talk to you face to face. We've never experienced this before, guys. So I am open.
Just us, because there's always somebody else around. Yeah.
I'm open.
Right.
I'm open. So I'm excited to be here. You know, sitting backstage and listening to my bio, it was kind of like, man, I did do that. Because, you know, as another creative, once one thing has been manifested, you already 15 steps into the next thing. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't really had the true opportunity. I have, you know, made arrangements and stuff to debrief and take in what just happened. Like after I have an opening night of a show, I go to a hotel by myself and I just, you know, debrief, right? Stuff like that. But to celebrate or to hear somebody else say it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's an honor. To God be the glory. Thank you so much for having me here on your platform, sis. Let's go. Let's get
it. So the conversation tonight is about spatial mindsets and mental revolutions. And I consider you to be revolutionary, right?
I appreciate
literally across so many boards and how you move and how you do life. So what kind of came to mind? Let's start with the T, right? Let's start from the T spelling, and then we're gonna move a little bit forward.
Okay. I'm following.
We're not gonna say names. We're gonna just say, I believe that woman was called a bleach blonde, bad built body, and sister girl melanated. I gotta see the chair, so you know who he's talking about. So we keep their names out.
Yeah.
That exchange that
happened.
Sister girl and bleach blonde, bad belt body person had was epic. like it was a first.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I gotta say I giggled. It probably wasn't good to laugh, but I mean it was funny. And
it was hilarious. Yeah.
What was your first thought when you heard that? What happened? Where were you?
Like any other Black person in America, I busted out laughing. Like when I first heard it, because when I first got hip to it, I saw it on a meme. So I didn't experience it real time because I'd be super busy during the day, sis, and that's why I can't pop in and out, you know, to the check-ins. Like I really want to. Like I really want to be there. So sometimes I don't really catch up on what happened throughout the day unless somebody hit me up on it, like straight tit to tit. Or if I'm at home, just done put Tootie to bed and it's the end of the night and I'm just laid back in the couch scrolling. So when I first saw it, I
Mm.
experienced it as a meme. And I was like, hold up. So of course, like any other social media enthusiast, I searched that mug and I found the video. And I laughed. The first reaction was a laugh. It was hilarious. Because how many times do you think we gonna let y'all play in our face? I mean, what do you think? Like, why is it always this? Oh my God, when you attacked me first. They always want to talk about the reaction, but she came for her talking about the woman's eyelashes. We all heard it. She said it. So she responded back, and the woman was mad because of how she responded back through the culture of the environment. She said, but what if she was talking, she wasn't talking directly to her, but just like Black people, we know how to say something like, oh, but what if I did this? You
Okay, let me ask you a question.
you would be mad, but we really say it anyway. That's what we do. So it was a culture moment, right? So that's the homies
It
reaction.
absolutely is.
Now the tip
So-
countryman reaction. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell me.
So the tip countryman reaction was like, wow, what a time to be alive, right? That we are experiencing America's mass disseminated in front of our faces, right? Thanks to 45, many are unafraid, unashamed to show them their true selves, right? And I feel that for both sides of the party because of the culture of the environment, right? Because
Right, we've lost our politeness.
we are taught, we are groomed how to carry ourselves, how to respond in situations like that. And she knows how to behave because she got as far as she got, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, wow, what a time to be alive to witness this in real time. I was out with one of my homies the other day. She was in town. She attended a funeral, unfortunately, but she was in town, but we was chilling night or whatever. And she was like, we were talking about this. And she was like, you know, they say a ruling dynasty only lasts about 250 years. And we about that. We close to that number. And I was like, all right. You know, you hear that in the spirit, right? You hear that in the spirit. So that was my reaction.
So for me, when I actually saw the exchange, and my first experience, my first moment was like, I can't believe she said that. And that was the blonde chick, because I was like, oh my God, like you have stepped out of any character that we could have pretended you had. Because I've seen some things in the past. She's very vocal, very disrespectful, very basic, to say it politely, right? And it's gone unchecked. And the moment Sister Girl, like I sit at the table, opened her mouth and said what she said, now it was an issue. And I find that, and this is when we get into the spatial conversation, I mentioned home, I mentioned work, I mentioned environment, earth. Spatially speaking, and this is the conversation that I feel we're already having.
Yeah.
People are no longer willing to yield even a centimeter of their square. Like, this stand your ground is across the board. And spatially speaking, I know what it is to own a computer, to own my phone. Oh my God, this is my phone. You know what I mean? Even though every 5 seconds, iPhone wants to update it. Okay, it wants to scrape data. And I find that I am even more aware and irritated by the constant intrusion on my space, on my person, on my being, on my culture. You know, I find that I'm getting less and less polite. And I had a book title today that maybe I shouldn't even say that out loud yet. However, it's going to revolve around respect and kindness, because those are lost arts. And I find that we are rapidly running toward that line of, I ran out of beep to give. Like, it seems like people are really racing that line. How are you experiencing spatial things for you, whether home or work or environment, earth?
I'm gonna keep it 100, Malikia. I am one of those persons that is in that energy. I have zero. Am I allowed to cuss on this platform?
Some
No.
people have.
I have zero
I said some-
bleeps to give. I have zero bleeps to give in every single area of my life. I can only speak from a personal perspective. For so long, I have yielded and have tried to bend and conform and contort for everybody's preference and everybody's delight and what everybody needed me to do just so I can show up. I couldn't preach. I couldn't teach. I couldn't stand before a congregation. I couldn't travel. I couldn't do nothing unless I showed up in a certain way. Around family, every little thing was an issue. I do the big chop. Everybody else is offended. I grow locks. Everybody else is offended. I do what I do. Everybody else is offended. In relationships, in workplaces, with baby daddies. I mean, I have just been puppeteered my entire life simply because of what society says and what we were taught, of what I was speaking of earlier, as being Black women, how we have to show up in order to be successful. So one of my greatest revelations during the pandemic is that success ain't shit. We see what's going on with Diddy right now. We see what's going on with those that have fallen before him, right? And I'm not speaking on anything. I'm not speaking on either side of that, right? We ain't even going there today. All I'm saying, I'm being specific to how success ain't shit. Bishop T.D. Jakes was about to be taken down by a 50-second TikTok video with no proof, with no nothing. He had to get up in front of his church and apologize. Did the man do it? I don't know. I wasn't there. All I'm saying is we puppeteer ourselves for so long to try to reach this goal that is completely unreachable. Once you get close, it's pushed back. Once you get close, it's pushed back. It's pushed back. And as soon as you say you done running, all of a sudden you can't even be on their track no more. Even though you was the one that planted the grass, cut it, made sure that they came by and put the lines down, was there early to open it up and turn the lights on, was there after everybody left, cleaned it up. Now you ain't even welcomed in their stadium.
Facts.
So now when people feel like they want to play in my face, and what this new time is post-pandemic, gaslight me, I have zero bleeps to give. So
let's rewind. Post-pandemic gaslight.
Post-pandemic gaslighting. My square is my defenses are up. I am moving on the offense.
Okay.
I am no longer being played like Boo Boo the Fool. Because I now know who I am.
There you go.
Even sitting back and hearing that bio, I'm like, man.
Like, I'm pretty amazing, right?
I don't even fully know who I am. I am discovering who I am.
And do you feel like, and this is kind of how it works in my mind, until I do a lot of the mindset, a lot of haranguing people to define themselves for themselves, right? I kind of feel like until you really stop and define yourself for yourself, you really cannot say who you are. And I evidence that by things I've had. So this is random as hell, but this is true. And very simple, spatially speaking. I found myself very, very irritated. I didn't know what was wrong. I just know I was irritated. And I mean, it was like climbing quickly. And I have like 21,000 coping skills. So I'm moving through my ladder. Like, calm down. What is really wrong with you? I want you to know, Tiffany, it was something simple as the degree in the house. It was 71 degrees in the house. I was cold.
Wow.
Random. Okay. I mean, seriously, but I was so busy being and doing that little register didn't register. And, until I began to understand, like, listen, and that's something very simple. That's a simple thought, right? A simple need. Sweater. Put on a sweater, and you could be a little bit better, or adjust the air. But that those things are when you are someone who is constantly in service, someone who is constantly in a bow or in a fold mold, we do not consider what we need. And I feel like in that conversational moment between Sister Girl, I gotta see the table, and Bad Built Bodies person, I felt like in that moment, Sister Girl was done. Like, she was done bending, she was done folding, she was done caring, and she was like, I got a seat at the table already, baby. I earned this. And what got me was the aftermath. The fact that I found this beautiful woman in her lovely melanin skin having to offer her credentials and like verify, prove that she's where she is because she deserves to be there. When half them other ones ain't got nowhere near them credentials, and they are there by privilege and family. Okay, right. So it's interesting to me, and I find that same prevailing attitude, the you think you know me attitude, because I promise you, I think that's where a lot of the mistakes come in. People think they know you, but then they find out, no, we just met. I only know your name. You only know me in this room today. But when you cross another line into another dimension of me, well, now you're about to meet another set of me's. And she met all the me's. The funny me, the quick-witted me, the I ain't in your mood for your BB me. Like, she was on deck. And I really am feeling like people are becoming the on-deck mentality in the home with these relationships, because you hearing all these things going on in these people's houses, and all these fights and bickering and carrying on and divorces and such like this, because people did not know who they were and grew, and then defined who they were and found out you are nowhere near anybody I need near me. Don't touch me. Divorce. So go to work, shoot up the place because I don't want to be here instead of just leave because you weren't happy. Leave. So these are I'm seeing it again and again and again on repeat. How is it in your workplace? Because I did get to meet your boss. She was super lovely. I really enjoyed her. How is it in your workplace?
My workplace is dope. My workplace is amazing.
Good.
I work with my coworkers are amazing. They're absolutely brilliant in their areas of expertise. I tell them in our team that we the Avengers. We are the Avengers. Everybody is exceptional in their craft, and we work together, in my opinion, like a fine oil machine. I have great, honest, and open leadership. I have great coworkers. I have great partners in the community through my employment. I am able to be myself. I'm able to contribute. I'm able to learn. I'm able to learn. I'm able to learn. I'm granted opportunities. Doors are open to me simply because I'm under that umbrella. And on a personal tip, very, very merciful and kind and graceful. I had a recent, issue. It was right there for me.
Good.
So I'm able to just exist in my workplace.
Beautiful. And you mentioned the opportunities. And this is a shameless moment to plug your wonderful place of work. Yeah. What opportunities are you working on? And like, do you have any concerns, or what is the aspiration?
Well, last season, so right now we just ended the season. So we run a 5 or 6 show season. We just ended the 6 show season with the Kite Runner. It was a national tour that stopped here in Dayton at the Victoria Theater. It was brilliant show. So now we're kind of in our reboot, gearing up for our next season. But as far as my opportunities last season, I was able to work as the director for one of our stage reads for a world-renowned playwright that resides in our city that won a prize here, and was able to present one of his newest works. Shout out to Mike London. Waiting on Ella was the production that we worked on, and I was his first stage read. So we worked together closely. and we presented it and people came out. We had a talk back. It was amazing experience. I learned a lot. I thought that it was something else that it wasn't. I was able to readjust. I mean, it was amazing. This upcoming season, I will be able to present my work during one of our playwrights nights. And that's when our peers and others of the communities come in, and my friends and family come in and hear one of my pieces, and then we get to sit and talk about it, and I continue to work on it for it to be presented professionally on a stage.
So when is this?
We don't have a date yet. It's going to be in the spring. We're still finalizing some things for next season. So this is an exclusive. This is the first time I'm saying this publicly. Only my close friends and family.
We got news. Yeah. Oh my Lord.
So yeah.
So
I'm good.
I'm excited for you, and I love that you are having the opportunities. Like that is great news. Like even though we're dealing with the climate that we're dealing with, right? And I love the contrast, and that was the point. Everybody ain't crazy. Everybody ain't lost their mind. You know what I mean? Like everybody is not in the throes of stupidity. Let me say it that way. Everyone is not in the boat. Say it again.
I said yes.
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Like I love the people who do not fall for the invitation, because and I kid you not, it seems like the invitations are plenty to become spatially possessive. This is mine. These are my rights. This is what I want. And I give a rat's crack about anybody else's right or what they want, because that is the stage that we're existing in on repeat. Like daily, there's an occurrence, right? So I love hearing about your work, because somehow or another, and what's your demographic? I probably should have asked that question for the viewers. What's it looking like in your office?
So in the audience, actually, we service an older demographic. That's a great question, because we just completed our surveys and reviewed them as a team. So right now we're servicing an older audience between the ages of 50 and up. So, we have people that have been longtime subscribers to our theater. So we're going into our 39th season. We are a Dayton, Ohio staple, founded by women and currently ran by women. So it's an amazing thing, but we have those that are loyal to theater. So the reason why my position, engagement and learning coordinator, was even created in the first place was to bring exposure to the community. Like, hey, there's a theater down here that's doing some real work, talking about some real experiences. So just I've been there for a little over a year now, and things are beginning to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have goals. We know exactly where we're going, and we know what we need to do to get there. So it's my boss says we're laying the foundation. That's what she tells me. We're already seeing increase though. So our goal for this next season, and probably our anniversary season, our 40th season, we want to get down, to those 40s, late 30s, and start seeing them in the theater and continue to build from there.
Okay, consistently too.
Yeah.
And every so often it'll give it a bit of a hesitation when you're speaking the connectivity. So in my head, this is the conversation that's tracking in my head as you're speaking. I love that hand reaching out to welcome others. And it truly seems like it is that space. So let's kind of convert a little bit. Well, we are 29 minutes, so I'm going to pause for a second. Let's do some commercials, and then we'll be back to continue our conversation.
Yes, indeed. Hello.
Hola.
Okay. Oh, the music was just up. Okay. I didn't think I had the music up. Okay. Anyway, good topics, ladies. I'm enjoying it so far. Our last artist for tonight, her name is Demi Day, and this is called Be Like You. Let's take a listen.
Everybody can't reach like, everybody can't dream like, everybody can't be like, everybody can't be like you. Everybody can't reach like, and everybody can't dream like, everybody can't be like, everybody can't be like you. I understand you got your own thing going, merely on down the stream, you better keep on rowing. They try to knock your self-esteem, you better keep on glowing. Don't let nobody in between that future you be knowing. So here's my message to you. Ain't no person on earth that can outdo you. Be yourself until yourself, you'll be honored that you knew you. Only you can be your rock when it ain't no one else around. And if you don't love yourself, then the only way is down. But I believe in you, I see you got some dreams in you. Full speed ahead, I see you got some steam in you. Just keep chugging away, be grateful for every day that you get to bless the world with such a beautiful face. Let your shadow make the chase, let your heart dictate the pace, let your mind give you the strength, and let your spirit run the race. I bet your ancestors cheering, seeing the path you clearing. Nothing worth fearing, every lesson worth hearing. But every now and again they try to break you. Lean into them wounds even though they might be painful. And when they heal the scars, that's when you gon' see a breakthrough. I'm praying that you make do with every resource within your grasp. Multiply it forth and be generous with your math. Kindness in your hand, willing to understand that every single second you get is another dance. And every single moment you breathe is another chance to do something you love, to always rise above. Parting for the past, don't let that trauma beat you up. Be gentle with your mental and everything you done been through. End of the day, you're the reason I grabbed a pencil, so I could draw you up a motivational stencil. Tracing the inspiration, make way for the destination. Cause trust me, I can see all of the places that you're headed. And I'm here to let you know you ain't gonna never reach a dead end. Everybody can't reach like, everybody can't dream like, everybody can't be like, everybody can't be like you. Everybody can't reach like, and everybody can't dream like, everybody can't be like, everybody can't be like you.
That's Miss
Oh,
Diddy
I'm
Day.
still rocking.
Be like
Yeah.
you. And if you are an
I know, I
independent
don't remember that one.
spoken word poet or even an up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. The Blast is also looking for the artists, the fans. If you're fans of great music and you would like to also have access to it, you can go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited fan, and have access to hundreds and hundreds of independent music. Blast, we're constantly changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, guys, back to you.
This is when you learn your tech, babe.
That
Oh,
was
new
dope.
tech to do. Can you hear me well?
I can.
Got me? Okay, cool. Now I see you. I'm like, wait, she's frozen. Cool.
Uh-oh.
So I want to jump into what? We good?
Yeah, you saying I was frozen. We good? Okay.
No, you're Gucci now. Everything's fine. This is hilarious. It's
I got all my bars.
y'all. I wasn't kidding when I said I wasn't tech savvy. Wait, say it again.
I said I got all my bars.
Bang. I ain't mad at you one bit. Let's go. And I am on new tech, so it could be me. Like, you may not be freezing at all. It might be on my end.
Okay.
So new technology, different computer, and still the same me. Yay. So back to conversation. So we talked about the spatial mindset, and just let that be a conversation of awareness for those who are listening and those who catch it on replay. Oh, I do encourage you to like, share, and comment. And there was something else I want to share, but I will do that a little bit later. What I will say right now is, spatially speaking, it is for us to define for ourselves who we are and what we need. And even at the same time of defining for yourself who you are and what you need, being honest and being considerate of the other person has not magically become optional, because now you are at a point of defining you for you and deciding what you're going to take and what you're not going to take. And I do understand, like, the fed up mindset, the moment of, I'm over it, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And I can understand that, and I respect it. And at the same time, what I also recognize is for me, and I'm going to speak for Malikia, I can say that I was over it 1,001 times, but I never stopped allowing the behavior. So in that, I think that's where we are, spatially speaking, whether it's in the home, whether it's in the work, whether it's in the environment, earth. No one has to take your shit. Is that the plain enough? Like, no one has to take it. And nor do we have a right to give people our poop because we don't want to be bothered, or because now we're over it and we want some possible attention and we want to feel some kind of way. I don't know. Folks got to deal with what they got to deal with, and we can still be respectful to one another. We can still get along at home. We can still get along at work. We can still get along in environment earth, because it was a blessing for all of us. It was never intended for those who feel entitled to it. How about that?
Yeah.
That's one way to say it. So let's move on to the revolution. Mental revolution side of life. Okay, I'm going to say it like this. Tiff used to run these grown folks conversations. Man, when I say the grown folks conversations that Tiffany used to host, oh my God, we had strong medicine. And we didn't always agree. People in the room, bunch of us feeling some kind of way. And we were still able to walk away from those conversations and love one another. Oh my God.
We're still together.
Yay. And it's, to me, that is the magic of maturity. That is the mental revolution, dang on. Grow up. So how do you feel about that? Like, when I say mental revolution, there's so many places to go, and we're going to go some other places too. But the first stop on this bus trip, on this skateboard ride, is maturity. So talk to me about mental revolution.
Man, I have had many mental slaps in the face, right? Mm-hmm. Where I have had to see myself and correct some things. Whether it was working on one of my productions, whether it was with a friendship that failed, whether it was with a partnership that failed, whether it was with whatever, to where I had to say, what part did I play in this, right? And that's why I'm able to know when to turn up and when to be like, all right, I'm gonna let that slide. So I'm in both of that energies when it comes to that. And then, like you said, being able to have a conversation like, no, we're going to talk about this. We going to figure this out. We ain't going to be feeling no type of way and not expressing it, or you not even respecting me enough to say, I need a moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because that's just respect on a human being level, on any type of interaction. And when I feel like, you playing in my face, then that's when it becomes a problem. So I just feel like
this is an intrusive moment and a whole not on the planned conversation question, but we fit to telling ourselves a little bit. When you find that someone is in your face, playing in your face, how do you respond? Like, how have you responded in the past, and how have you responded in maturity?
I turn up. Like, I be like ready to fight. So my background as a child, so I am what was labeled back in the early 90s an at-risk child. Okay. I grew up in what some will call a single parent home. It was just my mama working. We lived with my grandma. I had siblings. My dad was addicted to drugs. So I was one of those babies that was like this phenomenon because I was smart. I was able to get through certain programs. I was in the Right Step program that allowed me to that gave me a full ride to Right State simply because I was an at-risk child that was smart. But what they don't give those special kids, those creative, talented kids, they give us opportunities and they give us money, but they don't give us therapy. They don't say, you know what? They done been through some stuff. So let's, get them. Let's help them get through college. Let's help them have their first relationship. Just life skills that are very obviously in what many people in the government and nonprofit institutions have done is gain profitably off of people like me. What they have failed to do is mold us so that we can actually be successful. So I know how to fight. That's all I was saying. And that's all that mumbo jumbo is. I know how to fight because I grew up in the hood and I had to fight to survive. I done fought men, women, children, teachers, you name it. I've done it. It's a miracle that I'm not in jail right now. It's God's grace and mercy. It's His hedge of protection. Look at God. Because because if I get to that point, I'm ready. I tell my daughter all the time, don't say nothing you can't stand on, right? So if I know that I ain't going to be able to stand on it, I don't even go there because I'm expecting you to come at me 100 how I'm coming at you 100. So I turn up. Now, maturity in that aspect has taught me when and how far to go. Okay. Because before, pre-pandemic, Tiff, I ain't had no boundaries. Now I know where not to have no boundaries. It has to be for a cause. I have, my intentions is I take it and I say to myself, this is for justice sake. It's either to protect me or to protect someone that I need to protect. But if it's just on some rah, petty, I'm trying to have the upper hand, you ain't going to do me, you ain't going to come for me stuff, I don't participate. So that's where the maturity aspect come in for the home.
Okay, so now you don't tell on you, I'm going to tell on me.
Okay. Let me hear it.
I have a Switch, and I've
can't hear you, sis.
And everything went away, and now it's back. Okay.
There you are.
Hello.
Okay.
So I have a bit of a Switch, and I do my best to stay like prior Switch, blackout zone, and I'm waking up with hands on.
Really? You blacked out?
Blackout zone, and I wake up with hands on, and that was years ago. I have done work to never find myself there again, and that is why I have guards on my rails. That is why I do myself the honor of seeking peace and pursuing it in meditation and coping skills. That's why I have so many, because leave me in my happy place, like honest to God. And I know there are more of us out there, like, and I'm not a petty human. That's not my default setting. I don't have time for all that. Don't like it. But I did take a year and study petty because I couldn't understand it. There was so many people engaging in it. And I was like, okay, let me understand. So I literally took an honest year and studied what petty was and how to be petty and and I understand it better now. It's freaking hilarious to me. I think it was one of the funniest things to do. I took a year to study petty because I did not understand. I didn't get it. So
you really did.
Oh, wow. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. No, not at all. No. First of all, my mother is an adult. She's a grown up. Like, she was a grown up when she was born. So I don't even know if she was a kid. You know what I mean? So she didn't participate in kid games, and we were not allowed to. And I have brothers. I was raised with boys, men.
Gotcha.
And we weren't doing none of that. It was like, blah. Like, okay, I got to be lady, but you cross that line, you're going to get tightened up.
Okay.
I don't have time for all of that. Like, I don't like it. And then I have a Switch. So I'm like, I remember her. So to stay away from her, I choose me. I choose me today. I choose the maturity. And I choose it. And then like when you said that part about, thank God you're not behind bars, I was like, yeah, thank you, God. Like, I thank God for mercy. And people get it twisted sometimes. Okay, talk until she flows back. People get it twisted sometimes and thinking that folks who lead or guide or coach or teach or serve are fully passive people and have no past. That ain't the case, baby. It is the case where you be respectful 100% of the time. You'll be respected 100% of the time. And of course, then there's God. So no, I'm not sure what's with Tiff's connection, but we'll wait for her to come back. And maybe what I'll do while that's fixing itself is I will pop this.
Y'all can't see me?
It seems like we're having some fun with StreamYard today.
Can you see me?
Hi,
I'm Linda. This is my first sanctuary that I came to, and I was so excited to come because I was looking for some answers. I was looking for a connection inside of myself. I was looking for things that I hadn't discovered yet about me. And this sanctuary experience has started me more on that road to discovering who I am and to thinking about, what does Linda need? What's inside of me? And what do I want to do as I move forward? So I've started a process. It's been wonderful. And I'm so glad that I came. And there's more to do. So I'm excited to move forward and just see where God is going to take me in this journey. But it started right here at Sanctuary. So you come too.
Yep, she's having some network issues. She'll be back shortly.
Okay.
Um,
It happens.
yeah, like she said, she had new tech, so everything is just kind of crazy for the moment. Here she comes.
There you are.
girl, I don't know what gives. Studio. I got the whole boot. Like, I'm in the hallway.
Wow.
I didn't know StreamYard had a hallway. My StreamYard hallway. Me and StreamYard hallway Jesus was hanging out. I was like, hey, what's going on, StreamYard hallway Jesus? Anyway.
Hallway Jesus.
I had, gotta appreciate them raptures. I pushed the button. I was like, okay, let's see what works. Click, click, click. And I did hit the commercial invitation for Sanctuary Experience for Women. And I will pause for a second and say, hey, Tiffany, I would love to have you be at the Sanctuary Experience it's September 20th through 22nd.
Okay.
Exactly when it is. And for those who were able to hear it, and maybe I'll run it one more time before we close, because I'm not sure if it would play it all the way through. That was Linda, and Linda was sharing her experience that she had. It was something that really touched her heart. And I really love it when the elders come, because they have lived a full life, and especially her, a full life of service and giving, because we serve leaders, and lost themselves in the mix. So when they come to us, we help them find themselves, love them back to life, and turn them back on their community to do the same. So come play with me. All right, back to conversation. And here's hoping that StreamYard, Jesus don't get lonely and rapture me again. I don't know.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Anyway, oh no. So the first part goes, we were talking about petty, and I took my year and I learned how to be petty and what it meant to be petty and how to receive it and understand it. So I think I'm grateful for the women who came around me to teach me what that was. I was like, "Y'all some petty heifers, like for real petty." So I understood. I'm like, okay, because to me it just comes across as aggressions, and sometimes it's just people expressing themselves, getting that like that burst of steam off before it becomes something else. And I'm like, okay, now I can better understand it. It's not an invitation to get a hands-on experience all the time. It's just, little tongue being slick, and I didn't understand that. So that was our sidebar moment into strangeness. And what I was sharing too, and here's the truth, what I was sharing was when we got raptured, was that people who serve and lead and give and bend and bow, it doesn't mean that the kindness is weakness. It doesn't mean that the calmness is to be tried, because you will find that the majority of people who serve and lead and guide are focused and driven people who have goals, and doggedly so. So you don't come between a dog and their bone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's a polite way to say it.
I like that.
Okay, back to our mental revolution. So that was one area that we could dip off into for mental revolution. Let's talk about what's going on in melanin skin. 3 episodes ago, maybe 4, I was sharing with the people that I was in Arizona, and I had just gotten downtown. I was going to go out, and we're standing there on the one corner waiting for the third person to join us. Third person joins. We go to cross the street, and this is what we see. Boop, boop, boop. I'm like, what am I seeing? Someone's head being bounced from the sidewalk to the street. Like, I'm not kidding. That was my registry. Like, that was a head. And then you look, and I'm like, yeah, because there's a shirt, and there's the pants, and there's a body. And I'm like, wait a minute, for real. And who's bouncing him like that? Then I'm like, why can't I see clearly? Oh, there's a horse. Well, the horse is in the way. Who was on a horse in the middle of the street? The police. So, do. Okay.
What?
Oh, girl. Down in the crazy. Okay, great. This young man, he was about maybe 30-ish. Not really a big frame build. And I can't really tell you his type because he was bouncing off the sidewalk to the street. But he was not a big man. And there were 5 or so ossifers who were big and bigger than he was, giving him the business. And I do mean knee to the back, knee to the neck, hands on elbows, grinding face, like all of the above. And this was the pièce de résistance. When I tell you, the one was holding the 2 were on the side, like holding the other one's pinning, and the other is doing this motion right here. And I'm like, what are you stirring? He is stirring the circle of cord, hog tying, dude. Hog tying this man.
Okay.
As if he weren't already secure. He is being hog tied in the street. So you know who I am, right? You know I ain't got no chill, right?
Nope.
So I kind of sort of walked up on him, and I said a lot of things. And thank God for who was with me, because they didn't even know I had stopped. I was going off, like off, and saying things. And the first thing I said was, get the beep, beep, beep off of him. Get up off of his neck. Get off his back. I was not, and I'm walking up.
Oh my.
Oh, I was upset. So I was upset. Okay. And they did. They got off his back. You know what I mean? Kept on doing the rotate of the spin of the cord. They were hog tying this man in the street. And I was saying a lot, including what I said was, how have you lost your humanity? You know, how are you not able to see his humanity? How can you treat him like that? He is not an animal. You're acting like beasts because you hog tie animals. You do not hog tie humans when you are officers with handcuffs and have secured him already. I don't understand. So there was a hand that came out of nowhere and grabbed me and yanked me out of the situation. Okay, great. All right.
Grace
Lift it up. I was like, oh.
We need those people.
Okay, so in Mental Revolution, from that perspective, how are you feeling about this climate? Like, we are living in some very, very strange times that are reminiscent of civil rights movements and marches and riots.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Man, I'm scared. I'm sorrowful. I'm engaged. I'm at alert. I'm on the offense while being on the defense. And like I said earlier, what a time to be alive, that we are witnessing what our grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren will read or see on the screen or get downloaded into their cerebral, whatever. We are living this time.
Yeah.
It's making it real. I was fortunate to write a show titled August 28th. It was about the March on Washington. And we had a time while we were working on the show, helping the actors capture the moment, find the passion of how these people standing on this stage could have been shot in their head at any given time, how their families could have been burned down in their house, how some actually lost family members and friends and you know, allies in the movement, and how, you know, just to think or speak, you're putting yourself at risk. And I feel it, and we had to work that up as we were producing that show, because it was just reciting, and you know, we had to work in that emotion, and we were successful at that. But I say that because now I'm feeling that emotion that I manufactured a few years ago. I'm actually experiencing it, like, man, like things can go left at any given time. My safety, not so much safety, but I should say an ounce of security, is that I feel like I know real human beings, no matter what color their skin is. I have friends, I have people that we think on the same level, with an understanding that we're different, but yet we're the same. So I don't know how this thing is going to play out. I don't know when the ball's going to drop, but it's going to drop.
Mm-hmm. And I agree that we got to go visit StreamYard Jesus again for a second there, but I do hear you, and I thought it interesting for a second there. I thought it interesting that you started out with
I can't hear you, sis.
With scared, because I think
I can't hear you, sis. We're just having a little bit of technical difficulties. Y'all hang in there with us. It is what it is. We are live. We are live.
This is the best. This is the first time I've had to deal with any of this madness.
Ain't the devil low down? That's what church folks say when start messing up. When the lights go off or the power go out or something, they be like, that was the devil trying to interfere with our praise. And then everybody go crazy like it was really the devil. They cut the lights off.
It really was.
It was really him. He said, I'm going to shut the lights off so y'all can't praise God right now.
I think we get to praise God because we got to go meet with StreamYard Hallway Jesus real quick. So we got a praise break in, but we back. I'm quit.
Yeah.
Great.
But what I
the
wanted
fun
to
part
say,
is,
what I wanted to say
go
real
ahead, tell
quick
me.
on the tone that we got, separated in cyberspace is that I just lost my train of thought. So I wasn't meant to say it. Go ahead.
Look at God. I'm giggling because this is the funniest. And I'm so happy that it happened with you because we're so comfortable with each other. It's like,
That's what we do. It is what
we're
it
gonna
is.
live. It is going to be Wednesday tomorrow. So I have notes just to keep myself on task.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we touch a few things. How
Dang.
people handle possession. We did that part. Entitlement and entitled individuals that we encounter.
Lord have
Definitely want
mercy.
to talk about that. Oh, hallelujah. You want to talk about that. And then being born into a passive aggressive war with real life casualties. And that's kind of where we are in the conversation, that we are existing in that state of war, right? According to me, we were born in the war. I don't know about anyone else and how they feel about it, and that's fine if you don't feel that way, but I feel like those of us who were born in this beautiful skin right here were born into an active war. No, the weapons are not bombs,
No.
or all the time machine guns, but sometimes they are. But the torture is the same, being deprived is the same. I saw something that was made by Baldwin, and it's still applicable today. I hear the speeches that are spoken by King or X. It is still applicable today. So we are still at that same state of war, and we are still dealing with that same spirit of oppression. And it actively has volunteers to embody it and enact it. So we were talking about what happened in Arizona with a young man, and with the exception of one human present, they were all non-melanated, and the one was mixed, and he was barely melanated. Okay, and the behaviors were collectively disgusting. And then we look at so many times over the course of the last couple of years where people have really been getting out of their bodies, and that's on both sides of the fence, out of their bodies, with the taunting and the but more so from the other end toward melanin, murder. And not just murder, but walking away from it. The situation where the guy got convicted and by Pierce, Julia Pierce, say, boom, we go through this evidence, you did what you did, it was on camera and everybody know you did what you did. Oh, but the governor's going to pardon you. So, things like that just, they blow my mind. So with those things in mind, and the entitled individuals that we get to come into contact with, what's your experience?
I try to stay away from those individuals as much as possible, but I would say that my experiences have been those of very, very bumping of the heads.
Okay.
Because so earlier I said I was discovering who I am. So I kind of always have been who I am, but I really wasn't aware. Like people will say, oh, there go Tiffany being Tiffany. And I really wouldn't know what exactly that meant. But now when somebody says that, I understand. And I even use it myself, like I was Tiffany today, or I wasn't Tiffany today. Because now I understand what that means. So when I was completely unaware of who Tiffany was, I would come in contact with those powers that be. That would be in for real positions that I should be submitting to or bowing down to. But I would stand my ground because I've always had this inner just pushback for justice. Like no matter what to me, a lot of things are black and white. We know what's right and what's wrong, but we up here playing this game. We're playing this game, kissing ass and making it seem like I'm wrong because I'm telling you that's not the right thing to do. So I've always stood my ground on what I felt like was right until I eventually just had to be like, I had to realize, like, why am I fighting? Like this, I'm trying, and it would be things where I'm trying to help them or benefit them or something that they asked me to do, and I'm trying to make it happen, but they're trying to push against me and pull against me. And then it's like, you know what? I'm not fighting this fight. So
Okay.
that has been my experience, and to where now I don't even engage. Like, I have read and I have studied and I have done some work. And one of those things is that I got to let the king or queen of that area be the king or queen of that area.
That's
If
it.
when I'm at work, my boss is my boss. I'm there to do what my boss asked me to do. I'm not there to say, well, it would be better if we did it this way, or forget that. I ain't doing that because that ain't gonna be effective anyway. I used to move like that because
Mm.
I was trying to get us to that goal. Like I am a visionary and a manifester, right? Sometimes people only have one of those gifts or none of those gifts. There are very few people that have both of those gifts, which means I am able to see it, I am able to speak it, and I am able to do it, right?
Mhm.
I am blessed with that. I can't sing. I can't, do a lot of things that I wish I could do, that other gifts that people have. But I am a visionary and a manifester, right? So
Mhm.
people want to use me for my mind, but not for my skills. But what they don't understand that sometimes my skills are the only ones that can manifest my mind, but I'm trying to do this for you. You tell me what you need done. I see it being done. This is how we get where you want to go. So let me just do it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't operate like that no more. I don't operate on I'm like, okay, this is your ship. I am here to do what you
Captain,
tell
my
me.
captain. Right.
Yeah.
And that it's a pressed place to be that human, like to literally be able to visualize it, to be able to speak it, and to bring it, like to literally have the path. And people want to be a part of that journey. And I find that when it comes to dealing with folks who have an entitled perspective, they want to captain the journey as opposed to be along the journey a lot of the times. Now, I agree with you. When that person is in the position of a supervisor or a boss or a
Yep.
manager, however that works, guess what you get to do? Do keep it moving.
And it's a wonderful
What's the
space
point?
to be in. I'm so
It
mad I
really
haven't
is.
resided in this space sooner. Like, I'm good because I used to be so stressed out. Like, why won't they listen to me? I'm trying to help them. They don't trust me. They don't think I can do it. Da-da-da. All right.
And none of the above is playing in their mind.
Because
Like
here's the
they're on
thing.
their own program. Trust.
I'm getting paid either way.
That part.
And sometimes I was doing stuff that I wouldn't even get paid for just because of my heart, just because I wanted to help, just because I knew I can make them better in my expertise, not make them a better person, but I can enhance what they had going on. But now I just be like, okay, because
And
I'm
here's the
getting
fun
paid.
part. You still have your own arena. You are very much the creator and boss in many things. So in those areas, you're free to run racket. Just rock it.
Basically,
Like no holds barred, no excuses needed. So I
I'm
thank God
working
that you
on
have
me.
that. Hopefully everybody can say that. Hopefully everybody can stand before a mirror and God and be like, I'm working on me. Because as long as you're breathing, there's something to improve, my opinion. And I don't think I'm wrong. So it has been fun having time with you and just really sitting to have a conversation, man.
It
And
has
this
been amazing. It feels like nighttime. I might do a grown folk room after. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to bed.
Oh, you're not getting freed yet. We're not freeing the hostage yet.
I thought you was ended. My bad. I'm still here.
No. I haven't had enough Tiffany time, so you fit to be with me for a bit, because there's one last thing that I kind of really want to touch on. Being women, powerful women who are in possession of a microphone, a platform, a community, what can we do to, and I giggle at what you just shared about staying in your lane when it comes to helping. And in this instance, this is a wide open lane, my view. What can we as powerful women with platform, microphone, community do to help enhance what we're experiencing when it comes to that spatial mindset and the mental revolution?
Mm. I would say continue to operate in our dualities, right? So many black women, especially black women that come from the hood or got it from the dirt, however term you want to put it,
Sure.
got this arrogance and this, desire. Like it's like sometimes it feels like you have to make a choice. Either I can stay true to myself or I can enhance and connect and expand and whatever, right? But either you're jumping to this side fully or you're staying here, so you're never able to really get to where you want to go to. What I've discovered as a black woman is that we have freedom to operate in our dualities. There is space, there is opportunity for you to manifest yourself completely in whatever arena or area that you're in. I remember having to dull down myself and not do this and not be honest and not speak my truths, to where I worked on myself and detached from so much, which is painful. The unlearning, the detaching, the pulling away, the ripping that happens during that process. But I guarantee you it's an amazing, 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 amazing end product when you allow that to happen. Because now I'm able to operate my duality, because now I'm able to show up as myself, understanding that I am worthy of more. I'm worthy of higher education. I'm worthy of expertise. I'm worthy of certain arenas. I'm worthy to know certain people. I'm able to talk to certain. Sometimes black women, we feel like we can't even talk to certain people. And so while still being myself, understanding that as long as you meet that person that you're interacting with a humility and respect, that will manifest right back to you. And that's why I said, like, I know when to turn up, because now I know when you really playing in my face, because I know what energy I'm giving out. You know what I'm saying? So
oh my God, say that again.
I think black women begin to be comfortable enough to be honest, to say, this is who I am, this is what I need, this is what I prefer, this is what I desire, this is what I don't like, this is what we should work on. That they're never able to live in a space of duplicity. You're able to be yourself while discovering greater.
I love that, and I fully agree. And it's I was kicking that thought around, between the impact projects and master classes and masterminds, and now adding the podcast and speaking and teaching and workshops. I feel like I've put a lot of effort into shaping mindsets, into helping people grow, and just loving people back to life, because life happens, you know what I mean? And it feels like deaths. So very much in the sense of that. And I really believe with all of who I am, my greatness and my failings, I really believe that every problem has a solution that is based in love. Like you have to start in love. And then what I also believe and understand is love ain't marshmallows all the time, baby. It ain't always roses, right? So from that loving perspective, and with the mental revolutions in mind, we've got to give ourselves that permission that you were speaking of. We have to give ourselves the permission to be all of ourselves without taking on the stress or the weight or the shame of judgments from external body. And to say it clearly, being a poet, I interact with a lot of people, man. So I get down, right? And there are people who know me as Lady Molotov, but they don't know Malikia K. Courtney. They don't know Coach MK. They don't know Miss C. They don't know Hey M. They don't know none of them. They don't know Raven. You feel me? Like there's so many aspects to who I am, and they don't know Mickey. They don't know Mel. You know what I'm saying? So depending on what circle I'm in, it's wild. It's wild. But these are the communities.
Okay. Go ahead.
There's so many communities that I'm loved by, that I love, and this is how we engage. And I had someone who I love dearly and I really admire feel like and express verbally. What voice is that? Or what? How was that? We met, but you don't know me. You know what I mean? Like, dude, calm down. Do you honestly think it blows my mind? So I feel like if we really honestly approach one another with that open, receptive, let me know you, not that I already know you. And because when you think you know me, you got me in a full-on box. I got no room to grow. I have no room to spread out. I have no room to be anything other to you than what you know me as, Slow Bunny. And that's a Slow Bunny moment. So I do not. And it'll be slow bunnies, like for real, catch up already, and recognize that people are so multifaceted. Look at how many emotions you have, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like literally everyone is, and it doesn't matter whether you're in melanin or you're without melanin. The truth of the matter is, you heartbeat, you mindset, you emotion, you beliefs. And then when we move into what we talked about today, the mental, the spatial mindset, and then the mental revolutions, we have to understand that all these things are based in our belief, like things we come to believe. And how do we come to believe them? Because someone told us this thing. And okay, who told you this? Well, someone you trusted, or you wouldn't have believed it and taken it and made it your own and built it into habit, let it hit your subconscious, and now you live it as life. Come on now. There has got to be an examination, period. And I don't mean the period, like period. I mean, there has to be a period of examination. Like, when do we allow ourselves that period of time to examine everything that we've come to believe, every word that we choose to speak? And I'm not saying like, oh God, doubt myself. No, but be wise enough to question yourself. Some folks will question and find that, hey, I'm full of shit and I need to change. Some people will find I'm on target, I can grow. Okay, and some people will be like, man, I have met my goals. What's next? And then that's when you begin to plan further. So regardless of where you find yourself on that line of living, find yourself. Dang, already. Because I am truly tired. I'm tired of some of the kindnesses that I extend. And I smile and nod. For some people, I just be like, God, help me smile and nod, because that's the best I can do. I'm shake them. But we can't shake people. It's not right. Nope. We're not allowed. So that's my soapbox, and that's my TED talk. But that's really how I feel about it. Like, we can be better. I honestly believe that we can be better. We can do better, and all this in the way entitlement. It's kind of tiring.
People need to stay in their place. But the problem is they want to be in somebody else's place that they ain't even paying attention to their place. Because everybody got a place. Stay in your place.
I agree. My mom used to say, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. And stay in your place.
She would say that both too. Stay in your place. And
you know, if you think about like a 4x4, right? There's different legs of the race.
Oh, I used to run relay.
And if the third leg goes out on the track and stand in the second leg's place, the team is what?
Disqualified. You out of there. Like
so sometimes you got to stay in your lane and stay in your place, because our lane may be the same, but you can't take my place.
Ever. I love that. I'm gonna have to get a clip of that, because that was powerful. And I gotta say, like, we've had a wonderful conversation. There's been a lot of keys dropped, a lot of mindset growth help here. Definitely a lecture and conversation style, but go ahead, hit that replay and get you some good stuff and put it to use. I'm hoping that everybody's engagement, like, I'm hoping everyone has a good week and a great year. Like, when I look back on 2024 and do my reflections come November. October is normally when I start my reflecting, like heavy reflecting of the year. But when I hit the turn of the year, hit that 2025, if God see fit and I'm there, I would like to look back and be able to say that I successfully loved in 2024. I gave mercy, I was compassionate, and I also snapped where I need to snap. Because You know what I mean? Like I already, in a respectful way, that kept me safe and offered the necessary correction to the level in which it was merited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, great. So those are my thoughts about this topic. Is there anything else you want to share about this before I send you back to the go?
I just want to say thank you so much for the invitation and for this conversation. You know, whenever you want to talk, I'm down to talk. I appreciate you. I love you. You know what's up. I ain't gonna say much.
Absolutely. I love you too, ma'am. Is there anything that you can invite the folks to and tell people how to connect with you?
On every social, well, I ain't on TikTok, so I stopped at the Instagram era. I got a Facebook, I got a Twitter, and I got an Instagram. And on all three of those platforms, I'm at Tiff Countryman. So if you want to connect, hit me up. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. I love to travel, and I enjoy real conversations.
I can't wait till we have some more Tiffany rooms, some straight talk with Tiff,
Whenever
man.
you want me. Whenever you want me.
Some great conversations, boy. And there's so much to talk about recently. Like, yeah, we need to go ahead and
We
get
should
around
get
to
like a few more people up here, like Scott and
hard to pull it. I promise you, I did. I think I will, but I'm still learning the platform, and then the grown up leaves at a certain point. But believe me, trust me, when your girl understands it and I've learned better, we're gonna have a wonderful conversation because I've already asked how many people I can have at a time. Like 12, I think that was the max. So I was like, I'm looking at a 9. 9 is a good number. So I figured we could have some.
You doing, sis?
Real,
I see where you going.
Yeah,
I see where you going.
I'm down the road. But
whenever you call me, whenever you call.
I can't wait. And you know what I would love to do? I'd love to have us all in one round. Like I cannot wait for those.
Do that live? Okay. Okay.
Like I kid you not, there's so much already planned out in the head, but wait till it happens because like you, I can vision it. Yep. I can see how to make it happen, and it's gonna happen. So
I'm watching. That's why I respect you so much. I respect you, sis.
Same. You are a delight. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and get you back to your baby. Please give her a hug for me. Hey, yes, darling. I learn how to do it. There we go. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for SXP Metamorphosis 365. It has been an awesome conversation with Tiffany Countryman, and you did hear at Tiff Countryman. If you'd like to connect, she is absolutely incredible and amazing. You heard the bio. If you didn't hear all the bio, go ahead and hit that replay. And listen, she has done very, 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 very much in her short years on this earth. Young lady, very powerful and impactful. We aim for impact. I do want to share that commercial just in case, because I'm not sure if it came through well. Oh, I didn't see that. Right. I am still learning, and thank you for being patient while I learn. I want to share this with you guys and say this a little bit more. So I am Malika K. Courtney, founder of Sanctuary Experience. And Sanctuary Experience, we serve leaders. We love leaders back to life. If you know that you've experienced trauma that's kind of slowing you down and weighing down your heart and affecting how well you are impacting your community, and you know you need a minute, you need some love, you need some leading, some guidance and prayer, we do that too. So for the ladies, 9/20 through 22, that's your next opportunity to join us for 3 days. 3 days of immersive sisterhood, love, great food. Did I say great food? Great food and the Sanctuary Experience. It is an experience. Anyone has come, absolutely loves it, and they speak on it highly, and they come back. So you already know it's getting full quick because we've got a nice group that comes rhythmically. Still, we want to welcome new faces. You're welcome to come. So ladies, 9/20 through 22. I'm going to share Linda's comments after she experienced Sanctuary. And again, I think I said it earlier in the show, and I still do feel the same way. I love it when our women, regardless of age, mind you, because we've had as young as I believe 27 up to 78. So we have a wide spread of women who are in leadership who respond to our call to, hey, come get this love. And it's so beautiful that folks are not exiting life without dealing with their inner issues. I have gifts that I don't speak of so publicly. And I have an awesome partner, Dallas Cohen. We get together and make magic happen in a beautiful spiritual way. So let me play this for you real quick. Boop.
Hi, I'm Linda. This is my first sanctuary that I came to, and I was so excited to come because I was looking for some answers. I was looking for a connection inside of myself. I was looking for things that I hadn't discovered yet about me. And this sanctuary experience has started me more on that road to discovering who I am and to thinking about, what does Linda need? What's inside of me? And what do I want to do as I move forward? So I've started a process. It's been wonderful. And I'm so glad that I came. And there's more to do. So I'm excited to move forward and just see where God is going to take me in this journey. But it started right here at Sanctuary. So you come too.
Awesome. So you guys heard from Linda, and like I said, it is an experience. Hard to describe. It's amazing and effective, and 100% effective because at the end of the experience, we ask. Okay, great. On the note, I have been here for a minute. It's time to go. Good night. I'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central, 5, I believe it is, Pacific. So do join me. And if you enjoyed what you heard here, between the technical difficulties and everything else, big whoop, go ahead and share it. And love the people around you. That's pretty much it. Okay. And I'm going to do the grown-up thing and hit the button. Bye, y'all.